Damas y caballeros, están listos. From the site where legends are made, Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas, Nevada, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red, green, and white. He weighs 144½ pounds. His professional record, 104 bouts, 100 victories, 84 of those by knockout. He has only 2 losses with 2 draws. Tonight, he comes to the ring with 2 things on his mind: revenge and victory that will return him to glory. Here is the challenger, a 6-time champion in 3 divisions, the former super featherweight world champion, former lightweight world champion, and former super lightweight champion of the world, damas y caballeros de Culiacan, Mexico, Julio Cesar Chavez. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red, white, and blue, and weighing 146½ pounds. He captured Olympic gold in 1992. And now, as a professional, he is a 4-time world champion with a perfect record of 28 consecutive victories, scoring 23 knockouts along the way without a loss. Tonight, he plans only victory in his ongoing march to boxing history. Ladies and gentlemen, from East LA, presenting the former junior lightweight world champion, the former lightweight world champion, the former super lightweight world champion, and reigning, defending, and undefeated WBC welterweight champion of the world, El Niño de Oro, the Golden Boy, Oscar.
Okay, we've both been here many times before. The rules and regulations still remain the same, and I will enforce them. Shake hands and good luck.
Chavez has not beaten a top fighter in the 8 years since his dramatic victory over Meldrick Taylor. His task tonight, to beat a top fighter who is bigger and younger.
There's been a lot of speculation in recent days about whether Julio Cesar Chavez is legitimately conditioned for this fight. He knows what was written about him in the Los Angeles Times by Bill Plaschke 3 days ago. Plaschke said that he spent 24 hours in Breckenridge, Colorado at Chavez's training camp, and Chavez never lifted a glove during the period of time he was there. So Julio pulled his shirt off for us yesterday and said, "Look at my hard belly. Look at my muscles. I lifted weights. I'm ready." He'll need it.
Chavez's job tonight is to stop, block, and get out of the way of everything. Don't get touched by any of Oscar's shots. Oscar's got to keep his bounce. Don't move forward unless you got a plan.
Chavez staying at a distance to begin round 1. Oscar just waiting and measuring and looking for a chance to throw his jab.
Oscar, I said about the power of any of these big guns, they have their range. He cannot reach out beyond his feet. So stay out there, make him stick out and reach out, and eventually close in. That's what Chavez must do.
You need only to look at that picture to see part of the problem facing Julio. Oscar is simply a bigger man.
Julio is doing good. He's landed the shot. Now he moves away. Let Oscar come and pay him back.
Hoya, in recent fights, has never minded being patient in round one. Even against Patrick Charpentier in El Paso, when it was clear Charpentier couldn't hurt him at all, he waited until opportunities opened up.
The Oscar danger zone is when he starts jumping and leaping around. So as long as he's not jumping, you can do anything you want. But once he gets the bounce in his legs, stay out of his way. Chavez is doing a good job of that. Once he starts bouncing, move.
Because when De La Hoya gets the bounce in his legs,
that means he's seen something.
And his hands start to move more freely, right?
There you are. You make him, you just block, stop, and get out of the way of everything for the first 4 or 5 rounds.
Chavez,
right?
Guarded, moving away. Yep.
A very tactical first round so far. Chavez trying to lure De La Hoya into something.
Steps over to his left.
Couple of Chavez left hooks early. There's a Chavez left jab.
Right hand too. Chavez got to be careful now, because once you close in, you better have your hands up.
Hard left hook up top by De La Hoya. Chavez tried to retaliate. There came the bounce. You're right.
That means he's seen something. Once he sees something, you jump away. That's a hard thing for a puncher to do, is to step back, move out of the way, and there's nothing wrong with it. Just like holding the horn of a Western saddle. There's nothing wrong.
No cut in round one this time. As we go to Julio Cesar Chavez's corner, where they speak Spanish, our interpreter there will be Ray Torres. In De La Hoya's corner, Oscar is at first reluctant to sit down on the stool. And he won't.
Cuídalo esa derecha, ¿ok? Trabájale un poco más con el jab. Trabaja un poco más allá. Un poco más allá, más ocupado.
You got legs. Use your legs a little bit.
You got to have your hands in position. And make sure that you move your head. Take it easy, be tranquil, and get some air.
Let's go. It was the jab that busted up Chavez in the first minute of the first fight. He's being asked to throw more jabs now. The length of this fight could be determined by whether or not Chavez cuts again.
And as advisor Gil Clancy asks De La Hoya to throw the jab, Oscar steps out into round two and begins to try to establish it with 3 quick jabs. Now we start to see Chavez coming forward, the trademark style that has carried him to 100 official victories over the years.
If there's ever a time not to move forward for Chavez, it's the first 6 rounds of this boxing match. You don't want any moving forward yet. Don't try to mix it up, because this boy can hit.
And as Chavez goes in, De La Hoya starts to land left hooks. 2 sizzling left hooks in that exchange.
Now,
right hand flush for Chavez. The Chavez element of the crowd loving it when their man connects.
There's a little blood coming from somewhere. I think it's that left eye already again.
Of Julio.
Julio Chavez is cut already.
Well, you got to bet on Julio to bleed, given his record in recent fights. In 4 of the last 8 fights for Chavez, he has been bloodied by the time the final bell sounded.
He had a plastic surgeon to take all of the scar tissue out, but sometimes, you know, you don't have much in there once you take that out to protect from the blows.
It doesn't look like a cut. It looks like an abrasion, but blood is starting to form on his left eyebrow again.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be caught by Oscar's jab now. You want to sit back, do the same thing you did in the first round. Don't allow this guy to start connecting with that left jab, because if you do, he's going to get you with 20 more.
Be a hell of a bad fight if he doesn't do something, George.
Yeah, but it's about winning now. It's not about proving anything. Just go out there and win.
They exchange punches. De La Hoya landed a thunderous right hand. Chavez takes it, keeps coming forward.
But he's getting into a firefight with Chavez. I don't know that that's what he really wants to do.
Oh yeah, he doesn't mind. This boy's got the power, let me tell you. And he's got eyes. He sees exactly what he's doing. He didn't want to let Chavez get any confidence this early in the fight. That's what you don't want. The old guy starts to feel at home, and you're going to feel like you're going to have a horrible night.
Chavez insisted to us that De La Hoya isn't a particularly hard puncher. Certainly not as hard a puncher as Edwin Rosario or Roger Mayweather or some of the other guys that Chavez has been in with. De La Hoya would love to prove that observation wrong.
De La Hoya's got to start working on his left jab now. This is not the kind of fight you want with an experienced fighter.
Keep him out, both of you.
And De La Hoya staring daggers at Chavez as Richard Steele separates them to end the second.
Let's go to work. You're all right. You got to do your work nice and easy. How do you feel? I'm okay. When you get near him, move side to side, move your weight and get in. You got to watch out because you're going to accept.
Deja de 45, no vengas por afuera, 45. Más jabs, compadre, más jabs.
So they worked on Chavez's left eye between rounds. You saw the pressure above the eyebrow.
Now Oscar's starting to operate with his left jab. He turns on the left jab, that's no contest.
He only threw 9 jabs in round 2. I'm sure Gil Clancy would like to see 30. De La Hoya countering as Chavez comes in. And a low blow there.
Go to corner. It's the warning. Keep him up, okay? Warning.
You heard Richard Steele give a warning to Chavez.
I'm not sure getting angry is good for us.
No. Oscar should be listening to his corner, most importantly right now. Now Chavez, this has turned into what he wanted to turn into. He gets that 12 inches and he starts doing a lot of things. He's out way away when he's not doing anything. When he's effective, he gets close. You get close or you stay far away.
Chavez might gladly give up a penalty point to get Oscar to abandon his game plan and war with him.
Yeah, but Oscar, once he gets that left jab going, he's got it.
Chavez getting his jab going and starting the exchanges with his jab. De La Hoya landing counters, but not really commanding for long range yet.
Chavez.
Yeah, Chavez much sharper, much better in this fight than he was the first time around.
Oscar is going to have to fight tonight, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with fighting. Jab and dig in. You can make this guy back up too.
Once he was relentlessly aggressive, Chavez. He's showing that as he gets older, he had other virtues as a fighter, that he knows how to fight.
Posing as a guerrilla sniper here, and with surprising effectiveness, particularly here in the third round.
Now De La Hoya goes to the body with that left hand now. That'll change everything.
And De La Hoya's oft-overlooked right hand landing there on a solid right cross.
You notice about the experienced fighter, you get hurt, you don't try to pay back. You just stop the fight.
Oscar missing with the left hook upstairs, still not establishing the jab.
I think the greatest mistake Oscar's got to understand that without his jab, he's just as ordinary as Chavez tonight. He's got to distinguish himself with his left jab.
Left hook to the body by De La Hoya. Chavez bowls in and lands a right to the rib cage. Again, seems to be open for De La Hoya.
Lead right hand and a left hook by Chavez.
Hard left hook by Chavez to punctuate the best round he's fought against Oscar De La Hoya in 2 fights.
There you see the flurry by De La Hoya, and as Chavez comes in, throwing that very low blow down around Tierra del Fuego.
Right there. And here was the De La Hoya reaction.
All right, get to the letter. There's nothing happening. Everything's all right.
Estamos tranquilos.
We're very, very calm.
No te entregues al trabajo de él, ¿ok? Vivo. Tú primero con el jab.
You first with the jab.
In round 3, Oscar De La Hoya landed 26 of 51 punches. Julio Cesar Chavez only 230, but he landed 17, and a couple of them were highly effective left hooks, including the one that finished the round.
What has thrown Oscar off a lot, Chavez has not been aggressive. He stays his distance. Just recreated a whole nother fight, a whole nother training camp. He walks forward, gets a little distance, and backs off.
How stunning it would be to De La Hoya and his supporters if this became a tactical boxing match.
Without a left jab, Oscar De La Hoya, believe me, he'll be swimming in deep water. Good jab to the body by De La Hoya. Another good left jab. Now he's picking it up. And a little fake. You feint it and you do it.
So he brings the left jab to the body twice and then goes back upstairs. Chavez extends the right hand and De La Hoya lands a left hook over it. De La Hoya lands a straight right. Chavez suddenly stops throwing punches.
Chavez landed a good shot, so he started to kind of assess what he's done. Oscar's going to hit him back. He's young. You hit the young guys, they're going to hit you back, whether they can see you or not.
Crowd chanting Chavez, Chavez. De La Hoya landing another right cross and a left hook upstairs. This round has been a mystery for Chavez. He's only landed 1 or 2, and De La Hoya is countering effectively. But still, Oscar not establishing the left jab in the way you might have expected. Now it's coming.
Now we got the left jab.
Now it's multiplying.
And you see the bounce in the feet. You don't want him to get that. If I'm Chavez, you get a little closer, make him stop bouncing. His confidence comes when he's bouncing. You notice Chavez, once De La Hoya starts to bounce, he backs away. You can only do that with 34, 35 years. You just don't challenge those guys.
This round, a scoring round for De La Hoya, who has piled up the punch count on Chavez. Chavez not busy here. There's a good left hook inside by Julio.
Julio started to pick up his confidence, and that's when Oscar is more dangerous, when you get confident.
And De La Hoya meeting Chavez with an uppercut as Julio stepped inside to try to score with the left again.
Now Julio is landing left jabs now. You don't want that to start happening.
Julio's been surprisingly effective with his jab through the first 4.
Relajado, ponle más ritmo, más de lado a lado y usa más jab. Sit down. Come here, Oscar.
First time De La Hoya has sat down in his corner.
Oscar, I want you to move a little bit more side to side and use more the jab.
You got the key now, Oscar.
You got the key, like this round. Use this round as an example, okay?
Last round was very good. Next day.
Everything is under control. He is. Okay, you gotta see what you're in.
No te metas porque está campeando. Pinta antes de entrar. ¿Eh? Tumba la izquierda, saca el derechazo con el gancho.
Here you'll see some back at you. Chavez lands. De La Hoya responds.
Watch Chavez as he sit on the ring, on the edge of that ring. He's ready to jump up.
You know, it figures in a fight like this that Chavez gets 2 years older. De La Hoya 2 years. But Chavez, while being 2 years older, is also better, certainly, than he was in their first fight.
Harold how'd you score through the first four?
Well, Jim, I've got it 3-1, 39-37, Oscar De La Hoya. I give the second round to Julio Cesar Chavez when he made Oscar know he was in a fight. But I tell you something, Oscar's getting me nervous by keeping those hands down at his waist. I don't know why he's doing that. He's leaving his jaw exposed. But be as it may, I still think Oscar's leaning to the greener, harder punches, and certainly he's the busier fighter.
He also has a little cut on the left side of his face.
Yeah, he's got a little nick. Little nick by Oscar's left eye.
I have the same score as Harold.
Now this fight has turned into what Chavez wanted to do. You know, you bounce, you come a little closer to me every now and then, and I'll pay you back. He's using his left jab more effectively now than Oscar's left jab. You don't want that. Oscar's doing right now. Bounce and jab.
This is, to my eyes, the most effective Julio Cesar Chavez we've seen in quite a while, and even at that, by CompuBox numbers, he's been doubled in punch output and in landed punches.
Oscar keeps his hands low because Chavez is shorter and he gets a little lower. Sometimes if your hands are up high, you just can't get any shots. It's like a gunslinger. You keep them to your waist to draw quick.
Do you think it also suggests that Oscar doesn't think Chavez can hurt him?
No, he wants to hit. He wants to land a shot, and it can't be done when his hands are up high. Chavez reaches right in and stops everything.
Good left hook by Julio Cesar Chavez. He tries to follow up, stepping up onto the ropes. De La Hoya goes away and lands a combination to the belly.
And those body shots are going to be the winning edge for Oscar. He's going to have to put a lot in now. Go to the body and make this guy extend his stay in the ring. But take his power away from him.
Left jab jolted.
Good left jab.
De La Hoya's face registering maximum intensity. Hard right hand over the top by Oscar.
Now he's boxing.
Bouncing from side to side, creating angles. Landing as he has throughout the bout.
Now, he must not pay any attention to the referee saying, watch your shoulder. You do everything you can.
Two good body shots by Julio. Harkening back to the Chavez of old.
Keep him up, keep him up.
Chavez continues to go to the ribcage. De La Hoya just misses with a potentially lethal uppercut.
And I told you there's a 12-inch difference where Oscar's got no power. You got to stay within that 12-inch.
De La Hoya going body and upstairs. Chavez coming right back. Whoa! Richard Steele with two angry warriors on his hands tonight.
I told you Slim was gaining weight tonight.
Slim gained weight in the first 5 rounds.
Stay with your punch inside. Don't go that way. You have to use more your legs. You have to use more the jabs, all right? Are you listening? Okay.
Make the jab stiff, Oscar.
Fine, hold it again.
You gotta prepare the right hand. You gotta fake him.
Julio.
Julio, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. You're doing real fine. Don't worry about it. Nothing happening. He's got nothing. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your cool.
Between rounds here, De La Hoya cut man Chuck Bodak with some rare work. Oscar's never been seriously cut in a fight. Bodak was working on the left side, or the outside, I should say, of the left eye.
Oscar's blowing his nose a lot these days. That won't help that little cut on the side to make him swell.
Well, and unlike a fighter like Chavez, De La Hoya is not accustomed to the sight of his own blood. So if it starts to flow, it'll be an interesting test for him. Chavez threw 48 punches in round 5. That's the most he's ever thrown in any of 12 rounds, or 9 rounds he's fought against Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar hasn't been beaten at the jab in a long time, and Chavez is doing that. Oscar's got to keep his jab up because he has the better in the reach. Use that reach. Don't get close to this man.
Well, the hands held low, as Harold Letterman pointed out, and you emphasized, George, why Oscar's doing it, but the hands held low give Chavez a chance to land his jab.
But once he gets closer, De La Hoya's got to move away. Bounce. Use your... You see, he pushes him because he doesn't want him that close. Back away. This is... everything that Chavez wanted right now.
Remember when Sugar Ray Leonard got lured into playing Roberto Duran's macho game?
This is one of those nights. You got to win a fight sometimes. This guy's all hyped up. You just can't out-punch him. You're going to have to box him and win on points.
There's a little bit of Sugar Ray against Duran in De La Hoya against Chavez tonight.
But remember, you close in at 12 inches, and De La Hoya's got no power at all. Chavez is doing an excellent job of staying close.
Break, step back, watch your shoulder.
He's only an ordinary fighter when he's get close to Chavez.
Chavez following the George Foreman blueprint to perfection right now. You heard George tell you before the fight that Chavez must step up into De La Hoya's chest.
Not only is De La Hoya's hands starting to drop, his shoulders are starting to drop. A lot of conditioning is going out of the window now. But things are changing. That's when you want good legs. Good body shot by De La Hoya.
Good left hook up top by Chavez. De La Hoya willing to trade at close range. Is it the right strategy?
He's got no choice. It's a good left uppercut by De La Hoya.
Chavez seemingly unhurt by the vicious uppercut that snapped his head back.
But he was hurt by the left hook to the body by De La Hoya. Ooh, another left hook by Chavez.
Hard left hook by De La Hoya. Right on the point of the chin. Oscar trying to explode Chavez as they reach the midway point of the bout.
Set him up. Close your eyes. They're just limbs underneath, okay? Close your eyes. Respira, descansa. Don't stay too long inside, Oscar. You have to use it.
One round. Give yourself a breather. Box a round. Okay? You don't have to go out and knock him out. Box.
Mira, amigo, ese chamaco está en su distancia. Téngase confianza y súbele el ritmo, por favor. Abajo y arriba.
Okay.
Dale mucho aire. No baje las manos.
Deep breath. Go up and down, and you need to shorten up the distance.
Vivo, Julio. Here's Chavez now pressing the attack, but here's the uppercut from De La Hoya, landing flush. Story of this fight so far, Chavez has not been cut, and he has taken De La Hoya's best shots and keeps coming.
Gil Clancy told De La Hoya, now box. You don't have to go for the knockout now. Box a little bit. Let's hope he takes that advice.
De La Hoya starting to pump the jab. This is what makes him great when he does it.
And then as an experienced fighter, Chavez, get on the outside, concede all of that. Just don't start a fight.
It's like the home run hitter who goes for home runs and goes into a slump. Gil Clancy knew deep in his heart he would increase De La Hoya's chances of scoring a knockout if he could convince his man not to go for a knockout.
Now, Chavez is real smart. He turns his body left, turns his body right. That means De La Hoya's got to stand there and watch him until he straightens up again.
Oscar just popping Chavez with the jab as Julio comes in. That's a strategy he has not been using in the earlier rounds.
De La Hoya now is avoiding that close contact now. He backs away, which is what he should have been doing all night.
Chavez landing a jab and a right hand over the top.
Doubling up on his hooks. Now he's allowed De La Hoya to find that range now. That's what you don't want to do. Stay away from him. Make him guess by not being in that range.
If Oscar's in contention or in condition to keep throwing the jab, he commands Chavez from long range.
He was smart. He did his combinations and he backed away. That's what you want to do. Make this guy earn everything he gets.
Chavez coming forward, tracking his man around the ring, looking very, very Chavez, even as he fails, it seems, to win rounds because of the number of punches De La Hoya lands.
Well, De La Hoya was smart. In the last round, he was able to get to that body.
Hard right hand by Chavez.
Chavez is still hurting from that early body punch in the last round. Oh, a left hook.
Good left hook inside by Julio. Little cut over the right eye of Chavez now. Just a little trickle of blood above the right eyebrow.
At his best, nobody ever took a shot better than Chavez. And he's showing some of that iron jaw and true grit.
A lot of that now is he's trying to avoid being cut these days. So that's why he's not really standing toe-to-toe. Now he's making a mistake of following a puncher around again. You don't want to follow a puncher.
Why?
No, sir. Because the puncher's got something in that bag. You back away from a puncher. You don't follow him around.
This has been a big round for De La Hoya. Chavez has been a target. And for the first time in the fight, a relatively easy target.
Don't try to hit him while. Don't overextend yourself to hit him with the right hand. You got to use more intelligence. Box him. Okay, you need to be a little more quicker. You're going to act. Hold on a second. He's a little swollen there.
Stay in and out like this round. Beautiful, okay?
Once again, we see De La Hoya landing his left hand right there. And Chavez coming back with the right hand.
Let's go, Sergeant.
Round 8 of the scheduled 12. De La Hoya said before the fight he hoped it would go 7 or 8 rounds so that he could punish Chavez for the impudence he displayed after the last fight. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 7?
Jim, 69-64, 6 rounds to 1. Oscar De La Hoya. Jim, it's effective aggressiveness that counts. Julio Cesar Chavez sometimes is the aggressor, but he doesn't score. Oscar's just out punching him like he's doing right now.
Serious business. De La Hoya to the body with vicious shots in the first half minute of this round.
No doubt about it. He's got that confidence level up now. And Chavez is making that awful mistake of following him around. He's just like a punching bag at this point. You always concede to the puncher. I'm not going to follow you so you can get set.
I have the same score as Harold. The issue now seems to be, at this point in the fight, whether Chavez can make it through 12 rounds and claim some kind of victory, because De La Hoya insisted that he would get a knockout.
Well, one thing's for sure. It's a more committed and more spirited effort from Chavez than his severest critics would have expected.
Yeah, the rematch hasn't turned out to be the mismatch everybody presumed it might be.
Chavez's mask beginning to show the effects of De La Hoya punishment. Oscar concentrating on the body here in round 8. Almost as though he's consciously trying to set Julio up for something big upstairs.
Now, Oscar's very smart. He gets in, but he stands up and gets that height advantage whenever things get too rough so that Chavez misses.
Oscar landing left hooks and uppercuts. Another one there as Julio came in. Little swelling under the left eye of De La Hoya. We told you about the nick at the corner of the eye before. So both fighters showing some effects.
Now this should not have happened with Oscar. He should not have gotten into this kind of fight. His corner's going to have to rein him in now.
Blood now pouring from the lip or mouth of Chavez. But forward he comes.
He steps over to Oscar's left, and he steps over to his right whenever there's danger. And he's hitting below the belt occasionally, too.
Hitting below the belt 3 or 4 times there. Richard Steele doing nothing. De La Hoya willing to trade shot for shot with Julio Cesar Chavez. A lot of swelling under De La Hoya's left eye. Looks like it might swell shut as the fight goes on.
Remember, Chavez has been beaten like this round after round before in his life. But De La Hoya, this is new territory.
De La Hoya so conscious of offense with his left hand that he's sometimes susceptible on that side of his body.
Oh, what a left hook.
That's the meanest looking Oscar De La Hoya you've ever seen.
Te dije que es maricón y que comienza a llorar. Ponte personas, cabrón. échalo para atrás.
It's a small cut. I'm going to stop the bleeding. Need some water inside the mouth so you can rinse.
Este Raúl se cae, carnal. Este Raúl se cae ya.
Se le agua en la cara. Se le agua en la cara.
Put some water in the thing.
There you see that flurry at the end of the round. Chavez looking a little weary. It must be a fight. Chavez won't come out. He has refused to come out. The inside of his mouth bloodied, and I am shocked that a warrior like Chavez, once again, when he tastes his own blood, sits on his stool, won't come out and fight.
Julio Cesar Chavez swore to us yesterday. He said if he beats me this time, I will give him the respect he deserves. Let's see if he will.
We don't know if the doctor has said anything, though.
Well, the doctor came in, George, and told the referee the fight could go on. But apparently that was a no-muss from Chavez.
He did his best, and when this guy kept having some sting into his power.
For a 36-year-old guy who used to be a lightweight, he gave everything he had.
Thank you.
But still, you expect him to go on.
I think it was, Larry, right up until the moment it ended, it was the best Chavez effort of the last several years.
Must have been a fight. I've got blood splattered all over my scorecard.
A mí también.
The White Kwawi told me once in a boxing match with me, he said, you know, I saw death. Sometimes you can see a lot of things in that ring, and the doctor won't stop it. You got to come in and say, look, I got to have mercy on myself.
And let's face it, George, what does Julio Cesar Chavez have left to prove at this point?
He did the best he could. Believe me, the best. But Oscar kept giving more than his best.
Well, it sets up a hell of a match on November 21. Oscar De La Hoya is going to take on Ike Quartey, his toughest opponent yet.
Oscar could have made that one of the toughest fights in his career because he just wanted to show off. It needn't to have been like that.
Third loss of Chavez's career. Second time he's been stopped in a fight with Oscar De La Hoya. Okay, now that was the end of the preceding round. Here's what happened on Chavez's stool.
A lot of that is breathing there. Try to get your tongue out and in to suck up.
Yeah, you can see the blood coming out of his mouth. I think maybe his tongue was cut.
Yeah, a lot of things can happen to you in those kind of combinations being thrown.
Final punch stat numbers. Oscar De La Hoya's accuracy increased as the fight went on, but he got hit, and hit more often than most anybody would have expected in one round. Chavez actually threw 90 punches against De La Hoya, and I'm not sure anybody has ever accomplished that against Oscar before. Jabs in the bout. De La Hoya cranked it up in the middle rounds and wound up landing 76 of 169. Once he got the jab in gear, it was clear that Chavez had no easy chance of getting back into the fight. And now let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger's corner advised referee Richard Steele that he was unable to continue. The end comes at the end of round number 8. The winner by knockout victory, and still the defending and reigning undefeated WBC welterweight champion.